Are you interested in fixing up your primary residence and planning to stay a while before selling or renting out? Are you hoping to flip a property and trying to determine how high end to remodel it? Or maybe you have a buy and hold property, you want to figure out if you want to go bare bones basic on the remodel or pull out a few stops and make it a little nicer. No matter where you fall, as a rookie real estate investor, you're going to have to figure out making this decision on where to draw the line on your rehab finishes. Hey guys, I'm Tyler Madden. I'm a general contractor who specializes in luxury remodels here in Denver, Colorado. While running my own business, I also invest in value-add real estate locally with my wife. As you can imagine, I have to tread that line between over-remodeling and under-remodeling very lightly. As you listen, make sure to check out the resources linked below and go ahead and like and subscribe to the biggerpockets rookie channel so that we can be BFFs forever and you won't miss a single thing. Today, I'm going to talk you through what I do with my rentals and how I land on a remodel strategy that's right for me. You have to keep in mind what you need, what your renters need, and your end user, depending on your exit strategy. And I'm also going to talk to you about some sneaky ways to go higher end on a remodel without totally blowing the budget. On my own rental properties, I remodel up to the top of what my market and my neighborhood will allow, but never beyond. It lets me push my rental rates to the top or even a little higher than the market. It may take a little more work to find a renter who's willing to pay the rate I'm asking, but when I do, I have much more confidence that they will take care of the property if they're justifying that higher price point for a nicer property. That's exactly what I want, is someone who will care for the property. Second, it serves to cut down on my ongoing maintenance costs, and it allows me to push out any major expenses for a remodel for several years to come. I'm a buy and hold investor, guys. I expect to hold my properties for 10 to 15 years or even more. So I really prefer to front load my projects and spend a little more money on the remodels so that I can do it one time the right way right out of the gate. And then I let it cash flow with minimal needed attention for years and years to come. Lastly, I'm a huge fan of equity and value add properties that allow me to force appreciation as well as enjoy the benefits of natural appreciation in a market like Denver. Why do I like having a property that's valued at the top of a market? HELOCs, kids! I have funded much of my investing efforts by tapping into the equity on both my primary and my investment properties. The more money I can make a property worth, the more I can borrow against it and redeploy that money on more properties. If you're unfamiliar with HELOCs, home equity line of credit, be sure to check out my video where I break down the basics of a HELOC and how to use them to fund your deals. So I can justify going a little higher end on finish quality because I believe there are actually people out there who are like me and they appreciate things being a higher quality than other rental options on the market, and they will be willing to pay the price for it. The fact of the matter is, I live in a competitive market with loads of potential renters. I actually don't mind turning off a fair amount of those prospective renters in an effort to filter out the people who aren't willing to pay for or take care of a nicer place to live. It leaves me with a renter pool that I know is going to take care of my property. You have to know where to draw the line though. Don't go crazy with high-end finishes just to do it. Know where the limits are in your area and know what will and will not translate into more rental income or a higher valuation of the property. Let's talk a little bit about a couple of different exit strategies that you have to entertain and know which route you plan to go when you're planning your remodel. Let's talk about flips. If you're planning to flip a house, then you know you have to appeal to the end user, generally the future homeowner. This is important to determine because it becomes your guiding light on how far you get to remodel. You have the benefit here to appeal to the homeowner's emotions. Most home buyers let emotions be their guiding light, and this is a good thing for you. If you can remodel and make the property a bit more high-end, it's much more likely that the buyers will fall in love with it and justify the sales price because they see themselves living in it for a long time, rather than a renter who doesn't plan on being there for more than a few years. I feel better about using a higher end finish and pulling out a few extra stops in a flip than I do for a buy and hold rental because of the end user. Make sure to remodel with your end user in mind. Let's talk about finishes in a rental. If you're planning to rent out the property, you can use products that'll live up to the wear and tear that comes with renters, but still looks like it's a higher end product. Renters don't really care about the same things in the way that an end buyer for a flip is going to be. So I've got some sneaky ways to look high end, but to save money. Things that look nice, but aren't brand name. That's a great way to go. You can save big money by searching your item on maybe Amazon or Wayfair and using the average review and rating as a guide to whether or not it's going to perform or whether or not it's worth using. Let's use faucets for an example. You can search for a matte black kitchen faucet, and then you can refine your filters on Amazon to show just what you're looking for, and then you look through the reviews, find the ones that have several hundred, if not thousands of reviews that reflect a rating of maybe at least 4 stars. If this many people can verify it, then I generally feel comfortable using it on my own properties. Oftentimes you can find a product that is maybe a quarter the price of the brand name version of it. The reality is your renters probably aren't going to care about whether or not it's a big brand name so much as they're going to care that you made it look sexy. You can make it look sexy without having to drop big money. Look at my lighting setup. It's all I needed to do to make me look a little sexier. Some other places you can make things look higher end but spend relatively low money might be flooring, for example. You can use LVP, which is luxury vinyl plank, that snap click stuff. You can use that instead of real solid woods, but it holds up extremely well to traffic and pets in a way that real wood can't, and it looks extremely nice. Nobody on a renter's perspective is going to come in and look at that and say, hey, I'm going to poo-poo that because it's not real wood. Renters just don't care about that sort of stuff. Another place is lighting. Light fixtures can make a world of difference to a property. You can find some really high-end looking fixtures on sites like Amazon or Wayfair again that really class up a property, especially when you coordinate the finishes and the style throughout the whole entire property. Be reasonable with where you choose to spend your money. If you're going to stretch the budget, choose the areas where you know you're going to get a good bang for your buck. This might be stone countertops over laminate if your neighborhood supports it. Tile backsplash over a standard 4-inch lip backsplash in the kitchen like you see behind me. Taller baseboards for a more custom look rather than your typical 3-inch lame basic baseboards. That makes a big difference, looks a lot more custom. Or maybe it's the opposite where you scale back and you don't spend extra money. Maybe you paint existing cabinets rather than replacing the original ones with new. Maybe it's using carpets in certain areas rather than LVP or tile. But hear me now, never put carpets in your bathrooms. Just don't do it because I will find you. If there's no way to significantly increase the amount you can charge for rent on a property, or if you're buying a property already at the top of the market value, then you should probably expect to stick with the bare bones cosmetic fixes, otherwise you're just wasting your money. If a neighborhood won't support the value, it's important to avoid over-improving. So now hopefully you can start to see the importance of knowing your market when it comes to renovating. As I mentioned, each market and neighborhood and house is going to have an opportunity to use different finishes depending on your end game, and also depending on how well you purchased the property. While that may be daunting, if you think about the entire project and keep your budget in mind, then you'll come out ahead and you'll understand where and how to spend your money appropriately. So if you're ready to take the next steps and take on your first or your next deal, go check out the biggerpockets Rookie Bootcamp. I will be co-hosting with the Rookie podcast host Ashley Kerr, where you'll join a huge community of like-minded investors gaining the knowledge and the confidence to break into real estate investing over the course of several weeks. Be on the lookout for sign-up. Fall classes start mid-September and enrollment closes the week prior or when seats are full. Check out biggerpockets.com/classes to learn more. That's biggerpockets.com/classes. And if you're not subscribed to this channel, hit the subscribe button. Let's be BFFs. I want to know you. I want to hear from you. Thanks for listening, guys. I'm Tyler Madden. Follow me in my business and my investing journey. See the hijinks that I get into on Instagram at Tyler Madden. You'll also see pictures of my kid, Cash, but I am not sorry about that because he is awesome. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys soon.